Hello, beautiful souls. I get asked all the time, how do I keep my energy space clear? What herbs do I use? What's my procedure for cleansing the energy in my space? So I'm going to share the tools that work best for me. This is by no means an exclusive list. There are many other types of clearing herbs and different products for clearing energy. I'm just going to share the ones that work best for me. My number one go-to is sage, and there's a little bit of cedar in there. But sage comes in loose leaf, like that, or bundles. I tend to go for the loose leaf because I have a bowl that I use, and I can mix the different herbs that I want to use that day and make like a blend. So sage is great for clearing, pushing away negativity, pushing away residual energy. And when I'm talking about energy, there's spirit energy, and then there's residual energy. Residual energy can be absorbed into the space, sometimes, from previous tenants even, or, and we create residual energy. If somebody's had a really hard time and, they've been grieving and the energy's been difficult, that can send out some residual energy. So anytime, I always recommend if you're coming through a tough period, you can clear away that residual energy so it won't keep lingering. My other one here is red cedar, and my daughter and I harvested this here in Maine and dried it out. If you can harvest your own, it's put the love into it. It's more infused with your energy. Not everybody has the opportunity to harvest their own. But if you can, I always recommend it. Cedar is good for driving away negative energy and also attracting positive energy. So that's another one. Another one is mugwort. This one is also pretty powerful. As you can see, it's loose leaf. You can also get it in bundles. It's, again, good for pushing away negativity. Another thing that mugwort can do is help stimulate your dreams. So if you want to get some clarity about a situation, burn some mugwort and see if you don't notice a difference in your dreams. Now, here's another one of my favorites, lavender. Now, lavender's not a clearing herb. It doesn't remove any energy, but it does promote a sense of peace, a sense of calm, and sometimes just a sense of happiness. And it actually works through the crown chakra energy. So then another one of my favorites is called sweetgrass, and you often get it in these braids. Sweetgrass is usually burned after you've done your clearing, because what sweetgrass does is it locks in the current energy and the current vibration that you've created. So you want to make sure that you do your clearing before you use the sweetgrass. And then a final barrier of protection is black tourmaline that I use. And you don't have to get giant chunks. These chunks are maybe 2 to 3 inches. I've got 4 of these. After I've cleared my space, I put a corner of a chunk at each of the 4 corners of my house, and it provides an additional barrier. Now, if you follow my page, you know that I'm a medium. I work with spirit energy. I'm comfortable with spirit energy, but I'm very, very deliberate. I only work with white light energy. I will not entertain dark energy. I will not allow it into my space. So I'm very, very deliberate about sometimes clearing daily if I need to. I never go more than a week. But I'm going to share my sort of procedure that I use when I clear my space. I usually go for the sage and some mugwort, and I have a fan that I made, turkey feathers with a pheasant feathered little peacock and some amethyst on the handle, and I fan the bowl so that I really put out a good amount of smoke. And I walk through every single room in the house. And I start by fanning the smoke up to the corners of, the 4 corners up by the ceilings. That's residual energy can sort of coagulate there. So I start at the corners, do every corner. I make an X across the middle of each room. Depending on whose energy I'm working with, I'll either make an X or I'll make a cross across each window. And I crack a window on each floor as I go through so that any negative energy can get out. So when I walk through, this is the prayer. And I often walk through with Archangel Michael. And often I'm not a Christian per se, but I do have a lot of love for Jesus. I find wisdom, love, and truths in all religions. But when I'm clearing, I often work with Archangel Michael, who's one of my angels that I work with when I do readings. He's one of my protectors and makes sure that only white light gets access to me. So, but I also walk through with Jesus. And you know, there's actually the Catholic Church has like an official Archangel Michael prayer that I don't know when this was created, but that's a great prayer. And of course, I'm trying to think of the name of Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. That's the prayer. I don't know the name of it. Often I walk through and say that prayer with Jesus. So as I walk through, I say, only energy in the white light of God may reside in this space. Any residual energy that has accumulated that does not serve my greatest good, I release you. You must go. Only energy in the white light is allowed access to my space. And I walk through and I command that. I do every single room, you know, the bathroom, the shower, I open the closets, I fan the smoke in the closets, every single room. When you clear your space, you want to do the whole space. I tend to like to start on the first floor and work my way up, but other people like to start at the top and work down. So when I'm done, there's often a feeling of, it's much lighter. I know when it's done. I know when, you know, the vibration has risen. And I also make an X across each of my door. And I say, only energies that are of the white light of God may cross through this barrier. And it really works. Dark energy hates sage. And I also, when I walk through too, and I'm looking at the smoke with my eyes, my physical eyes, I visualize white light mixing with that smoke, and I pull more of that white light in that way. And of course, this is just my practice. We all have our own different way of doing things. Different spiritual workers have different practices. Though that's just what works for me, and that what my guides have sort of shown me is most effective for my situation. But you know, and again, there's lots of other, you know, bay leaves is another one, myrrh, bayberry, rose, juniper. Those are some other herbs that people use. So you know, I recommend just try. Sage is the big gun of clearing energy. So start with the sage, and then you can sort of play with other different herbs. So I hope you found this helpful. I get asked all the time, you know, what's my procedure? So that's my procedure. If anybody has any questions, drop a comment below. I hope you found this helpful. Bye.